Welcome to Inner Story. On this edition, we visit the coastline of Ondo State in Ilaje, ravaged by ocean surge as the people live in fear of the once friendly neighbor, Malokun, the name they call the Atlantic Ocean. Ilaje Local Government area of Ondo State is home to various coastal communities where the people live on water as their habitat and predominantly engage in fishing. This is where destiny has placed thousands of people, though activities here in the oil-rich area of Ondo State are largely carried out on water. The excess dry land in other parts of the state is perhaps the only difference. Think of anything, the people are not left behind. Schools, healthcare, religious facilities are all here. Fuel stations, sport betting, furniture works are sites evident in the communities. Hawking, buying and selling are routinely executed on water. But despite the benefits of this natural endowment, every year these communities are gripped with fear of sea incursion, which is increasingly perching the inhabitants on extinction. Driven by the latest ocean surge that sacked over 2,000 inhabitants of Ayetoro community, with properties worth 2 billion naira destroyed, Ilaje Development Summit Group, a citizen-led civil society organization IDSG comprising Ilaje elites worldwide, embarked on an assessment tour of the area, where communities such as Abereke, Ayetoro and Awoye settlement have been ravaged by sea incursions. The journey of 1,000 miles, they say, begins with a step. Interestingly, the miles to be covered in this journey to ocean-ravaged communities in the coastline of Ondo State will be on a speedboat. The crew, members of Ilaje Development Summit Group, engineers and journalists stock up at the Ugbolap boat station with water and few eatables for the trip ahead. After over 1 hour journey on water through several settlements, we finally arrived at the first port of call around the Atlantic Ocean, home to the people of Abereke. Lamentations on the extent of devastation caused by the ocean surge rent the air from crew members, surprised by what has become of a once thriving community.
It will take you nothing less than 30 minutes on a boat. It will take you nothing less than 30 minutes before you will get to Abereke, from Abereke.
This is Abereke, meaning beside the sea, a once inhabited town, now turned to a wide expanse of water, devoid of the houses and businesses that once existed here, no thanks to sea incursion. Frustration, anger and pain was evident during the crew's visit to the resettled area occupied by the people. The head, amid lament, noted that it was the third experience of the people. As we departed from Abereke, we headed to Ayetoro, another journey spanning about an hour. Ayetoro, a community on the world map famous for being the first to practice communism, a political ideology advocating holding the production of resources collectively in Africa, may have its existence left only in the history books with the gradual enveloping of its habitat inherited by ocean surge. The Ilaje Development Summit Group Assessment Committee made way to the palace of Ogeloyebo of Ayetoro, Obamaika Ajijo, as the team intimated its mission to the monarch.
I feel bring the attention of the world. I feel some part of the world world you take bo anti share sugbon. I feel yi da we jẹ́ pé gbamba ri ro mi ṣẹlẹ̀ je feels pé we must quickly dane, but àkókò dídane yẹn egbedan si gba ni ìlú bá tán na se ra dane. I feel make sure pé ajo níjọba àti pariwo yẹn such that gbedigbedi gan agbe ìjọba agbe àgbáyé we must save this community. We must save Ilaje communities and the rest.
According to the traditional ruler, the sea has eaten 3/4 of the community, resulting in a difficult situation for residents.
To me, I thank the Ilaje Development Summit Group for this your mission.
Thank you, sir.
That mission has a purpose. We're resource-based, not only Ayetoro or other places. Those in the Niger Delta were the resource-based for this country. We're in serious ecological disaster. We bring to the notice of not only Ondo State government, the federal government and international agencies on the need to respond to an urgent need. So I will thank you for coming, and I hope you will be able to move. I have privilege to see what Ondo State is doing, and I thank them for what they have done. They sent consultants and they've done studies which they need to move to detailed design before they can look for resources to finance. But your advocacy will enable them that even when they go to the World Bank, your advocacy is already there. That this is the community, this is the area where they say there is challenge.
Oba Ajijo, a former diplomat and employee of ECOWAS and African Development Bank, said the plight of the communities affected by the ocean surge is for the federal and the state governments to probe the failed Ayetoro Community Seashore Embankment Protection Project put at over 7 billion naira. He said if the project awarded as far back as 2004 and re-awarded in 2008 has been executed, Ilaje communities would have been liberated from the disaster.
If government has an intervention agency to respond to whatever problem that happens to us, since about 2003, today is 2020, there is 17 years of a contract of over 7.5 billion to restore our land and see that we don't have this type of ecological disaster. Where has that money gone? Over 2,000 people are displaced. So to me, anything that I immediate to restore livelihood, is a attack.
The team progressed into Ayetoro community to feel the pulse of residents. Our visit coincided with the close of school. The pupils, though posing for our camera lens, are wary that their education may soon come to an end because their schools have had to relocate more than twice as they run out of options to get conducive learning environment.
I'm not happy with the relocation of our school because all these classes that is going on in the community does make us happy.
Community primary school Ayetoro, we all attended this primary school. I finished from this primary school in 1989. So it has been relocated 3 times to this side, but now it's been eroded and washed away again by the sea. It's a thing that is happening to us. These are schools where many of the graduates that we have in this community just were attended.
Tales of destruction were reviewed as the team was conducted around the community.
This sea incursion is serious. We are appealing to our government for intervention because many houses have been swept off. My dad's house is gone, same as that of my mom. I now sleep in the shop. The last rage of sea happened while the town was asleep. We were only saved by God. It packed all our belongings. The sea rose as high as this building and came down. Now I don't have anything. All my means of livelihood destroyed.
The community spokesman, Prince Victor Akinluwa, echoed the need to urgently come to the assistance of Ayetoro community to save it from imminent extinction as the ocean surge that has destroyed almost all the houses along the coastline, leading to population density of the community.
It has caused us a lot of melancholic situation. We are very saddened about this situation. This is not a problem anymore. It's a catastrophe. And It has befallen this land, I mean the whole entire Ilaje nation. But we are using the Ayetoro community here as a case study because it has affected us mostly here. We have recorded many destructions. Many buildings have been destroyed. Our landscape of about 4 kilometers is gone. Upstairs, story buildings are all gone. Properties worth millions of naira is gone already. So our people are living now, sleeping with one eye open and one eye closed because we are expecting the unexpected always. Ayetoro is a unique place, but to see it being devastated to this extent, as in is trying to go into extinction now, is not a welcome idea at all. And that is why we are calling on everybody in the corridors of power to please come to our aid.
An octogenarian, Aduke Atimose, sat in the rubble of destruction caused by the sea incursion with eyes laced with tears.
I'm an indigene of Ayetoro. Where I'm seated now belongs to Ilaje. My house has been destroyed. I am pained and have nowhere to stay. That's why I decided to sit here. I have nowhere to rest my head. That's why I'm outside. I'm disturbed. The recent ocean surge entered my house and packed all my belongings. That's why I'm outside.
Olamide makes his living from being a laundryman with 2 years' experience on the job, but he says he can't make any progress with expanding his business for fear that one day Malukun, the sea, will come with destruction.
In night, that's the time that the sea is getting power. If the sea comes in night, nobody that can sleep in this community. Everybody will wake up and be shouting to God of Holy Apostle. I try my possible best to do it and good more than this, but sea is not allowing me to establish it more than this. We are begging our government now, maybe they can help us, assist us to do our sea. Let us to give us a chance to do a shop. Even though this is my mother's house, I suppose do it more than this, but sea is not allowed us to do everything in good in good way how we think that we can do it.
The people are clinging to the last ray of hope as the community becomes a relic of itself. They called for urgent humanitarian assistance in order to mitigate their suffering. It's welcome to Ayetoro, the happy city, but the people living here are far from happy owing to the several sea incursion witnessed in this area. From Ayetoro, up next is a trip to Awoye, a thriving fishing port. The situation the team met at the thriving fishing port town of Awoye was not very different from that of Abereke and Ayetoro. Though the people here released the several activities carried out in the water, the worst comes when the cold out of the sea comes knocking on the doors of various homes, leaving the tale of destruction in its wake.
This sea is carrying some house, from here. All the things we get here, the sea have killed some of them. People, they fall inside water, and the water carries some, they go. To this time now, some people have parking from the place to the near Bale place here.
The Bale of the community recounts their experience and called for urgent attention to their plights. Chairman of IDSG Assessment Committee, Primate Afolabi Aboyewa, explained that the visit has enabled the group to have a grasp of the situation confronting communities along the coastline.
I'm really saddened with what I have seen. I know the distance between the seashore and this place where we are some years ago. So it's a very sad thing, and we believe that government whether Nigerian government or at the international level they have moral responsibility to come to the aid of Ilaje. One of the reasons why IDSG decided to set up our own committee is to let the world know that apart from this devastation, apart from the sea incursion in Ayetoro, that there is sea incursion across the coast of Ilaje land. Apart from the economic problem that our people are going through, the sea incursion also has security implications. People are moving in my own community, Zal Nikoriwo and Nikoriwo, where you will meet those communities now. It's not the original place where it was before, where they were before. We have moved almost a kilometer away. So the implication is that the landmass of Ondo State and by extension Nigeria is being depleted.
The executive administrator of IDSG, Reverend Shola Adebawu, said it was imperative to initiate a rescue mission for the prosperity of the Ilaje nation.
In the last 2 years, Ilaje Development Summit Group IDSG, we have sponsored the production of a regional development plan for the entire Ilaje local government. The import of this is that it makes development deliberate and structured and no longer haphazard. This allows us to plan for 50 years to come. Therefore, in terms of infrastructural need in various sectors of the economy of the local government, so we're able to plan so that it's easier for government to provide development. It's easier for any other contributors to the development of the area to do so in a structured, coordinated way, rather than everybody working in silos and thereby having stunted growth or uncoordinated development.
He noted that it was time to abandon the blame game, which has hindered provision of life-saving measures for people in the area, stressing urgent interventions from all levels of government and from international agencies.
That is the coastal perimeters of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and any breach of this community is a breach of the territorial integrity of our country. So that is how serious this matter is. Nobody should handle it lightly at all. We should give it all the serious attention that it deserves. And we're using this medium to appeal to the federal government, the Ondo State government, and the Ilaje local government to work together to make sure that the shoreline area of the coastal communities in Ilaje are properly protected.
As dusk sets in, we departed Awoye with the people awaiting life-saving measures to preserve their heritage, believing that accelerated efforts will prevent recurrence. For Inner Story, it's been Sahid Aribisala.